Welcome to Lex Cunningham's Pure Garbage Podcast. Today with Lex and Berry Portley, talking NFL playoffs.
NFL. As I promised you folks would be back with it, and I have with me Berry Portley.
Hey, Lex.
And Chowder's out of the country. He'll be back, but he's watching the games, I guess, via whatever they watch over in Serbia. What are they watching?
They allow him back in.
Your thoughts about who made the first wild card round? Because it's all wild in my mind.
Well, I'm going to take two teams, one from the AFC and one from the NFC that I didn't really think had a chance going into it. From the AFC, were the Indianapolis Colts. We've here on the show, I've made fun of Frank Reich.
Yeah.
And the man has turned the team around. They are the hottest team going into the playoffs. And that's a very dangerous thing when you head to Arrowhead later on this week.
Yes, I agree. And Chowder and I early in the season absolutely danced all over the Colts, thinking that, mostly Chowder, and blaming Chowder. He used to talk about the quarterback there being obese. I never said it, but he did.
The cheeseburger eating Andrew Luck.
Yeah. And of course, my Bills had a chance, but everything folded, and we'll move on from there. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, your thoughts?
We got rid of the quarterback. I was going to say, it looks like we're going to keep the quarterback. We got rid of the head coach, which makes me very happy, and looking forward to an interesting coaching search for that vacancy to see if they can turn things around over there.
Two teams right off the top: Raiders, Chargers.
Raiders, England.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Chucky better know what he's doing over there with all those first round picks. I guess it's going to be an interesting offseason for Raiders fan, aka Smiles, and everybody else who's an Oakland Raiders fan, Las Vegas Raiders fan. The Chargers, wow, they look like they could be destined to play in Phillip Rivers' first Super Bowl.
Whoa, man. You're going out on a limb because they still have to walk into Foxborough and slap the mighty Patriots, which is, I don't know, during the playoffs, I don't care how old Brady is.
No, Robert Kraft will make snow if he has to.
I think this is Brady's last dance. What do you think?
Absolutely. We know for sure from the sounds of it and from the looks of it, it's Gronk's last dance, and I just don't see how long Brady wants to stick around without his main man, Gronk, in the picture.
Hey, if the Raiders came calling for Gronk, do you think he'd bite?
You'd have to pay him. You'd have to make him the highest paid tight end, and with Jared Cook over there, why would you want to really go into that circus?
I think it'd be fun for Gronk to go join Chucky and the boys and just be a backup, maybe third down type of scenario guy. Yeah, go Chargers. I'm kind of behind. I'm on the bandwagon with those guys as well.
I'm glad. Come aboard. Lots of room because LA doesn't have any room for them. LA seems to hate them. Go back to San Diego.
And what happened to the Bears, their kicker?
Oh, Cody Parkey. Did you hear or have you seen the clips of the boos that rang out from Soldier Field when he left the field on Sunday?
People lost their mind all the way through the parking lot and all the way home, apparently.
That man definitely has flaming bags of dog poo on his doorstep at a minimum today. Yeah, what are you going to do?
Okay, Eagles.
Who cares? Anybody outside of Philadelphia or any fake Eagles fan, they didn't win a championship until blah, blah. You know what? You don't deserve to be there. That was lady luck. You had to bank on a right leg. You got lucky. Guess what?
But they froze him, though. They froze him, Portley. They froze him.
Yeah, but then they got a little small tip on it, and he was a crummy kicker to begin with. Robbie Gould should still be kicking field goals for the Chicago Bears, and all Bears fans feel that, and they know it. But guess what, Lex? Guess what?
What, bro?
We're going down to the Superdome this weekend at 4:40 Eastern on Sunday.
Preach.
And they are going to get spanked. Bang. But the Saints, they do look good. The Rams might have something to say about it. Greatest show on turf over there in Los Angeles.
Unless when the Rams play, you know who?
The Cowgirls.
The Dallas Cowgirls. Dallas Cowboys. You got me saying girls. The Dallas Cowboys. Upstart Cowboys. No one's seen them even making a wild card about week 4 or 5. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, I called them a fake team. I stuck with my fake team quote.
Yeah.
And you know what? They are proving you wrong. They're here. They made that trade for Amari Cooper, which was very gutsy on their their behalf, they're playing really good football, and they're playing really good tight football games. I will give them credit for that.
They're disciplined, more disciplined than usual.
More disciplined, but they're playing a well-rested LA Rams team. I do not see any upsets coming out of the NFC from here on out. I'm going to make a prediction. It's not a big one. I think the LA Rams and the New Orleans Saints are on a collision course for that NFC Championship, and that is going to be two high-flying offenses. Woo! That is an NFC Championship game to tune into.
I'm going Cowboys Saints in a blowout. You're turning the TV off about 3 minutes into the third quarter.
You're taking off your pink Dallas Cowboy panties and turning them into
Settle down. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with panties. All right, now who else do we have? Let's move on.
Watch the highlights.
On to the highlights. Noticeable coaches being fired in the NFL.
Being fired on Monday and some even on Sunday.
That's right. Let's go. I'm going to drop it right now. I can't hold back any longer.
Do it.
Okay, ready? Marvin Lewis.
Oh, there it is. That was locked and loaded right there, right?
That's his record as a coach. He was in Cincinnati since the beginning of time.
Regular season record, very respectable. 131 wins, 122 losses, and somehow, some way in the NFL, 3 ties.
What a run for a head coach that never won a Super Bowl. Yeah, okay, so there he goes. He's out the door. Where does he land, my friend? There's a big sigh of relief, obviously, probably in Cincy.
Really good guy, really good coach. But the reason they're happy to get rid of him finally in Cincinnati is that playoff record. Yeah. That big old goose egg. 0-7. And I don't know if you remember, it was the worst football game I ever watched. That Steelers debacle a couple of years ago. I don't even want to talk about that. I almost didn't want to watch the NFL after that. Where does he go? I think he's going to be a coordinator. I think Buffalo's a perfect landing spot for the guy.
Get rid of
Get your feet wet under Sean McDermott.
Yeah, or maybe in Miami.
The Suns nice. They have problem players. He loves problems.
Just ask Ocho Cinco. Where is he now?
Yeah, I have to mention it, even though I mentioned it off the top. Everybody knows I'm a Bucks fan. Dirk Cutter, bye-bye. Good riddance. Again, I'm excited for the new head coach to come in, and word has it right now, fingers crossed, might be Bruce Arians coming back out of retirement.
I'm really not excited about that.
Why not?
I don't know. Whatever. They need a guy in there, obviously, but I think someone that's, I don't know.
You're talking about a Chris Richard in Dallas, defensive coordinator, maybe.
Yeah. How about that guy that's the offensive coordinator up in New England?
The guy who takes a job, then gives it back, then takes a job, then gives it back, then takes a job, then gives it back. That guy you're talking about?
Yeah, the guy that I think after he takes the job, he gets a phone call from Darth Vader, the head coach up there in New England. and gets some heavy breathing in the phone. And then all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, you know what, man? Yeah, you're right, coach. I'll just stay where I'm supposed to stay, right by your side.
He starts talking like this and goes right back to his mouse hole on the field in New England.
It's good to talk about New England without Chowder giving us the dirty eye.
Speaking of Chowder,
yes.
Who do you think is going to be the coach of his second favorite team, the Cleveland Browns?
Marvin Lewis.
Hey, they're not going to Hugh Jackson for Marvin Lewis switch.
Who knows, man? It's the NFL. Anything can happen. All right, Berry Portley, thank you for joining me on the podcast. NFL, and Portley.
Yes, sir.
Go Bills.
Hey. Thank you for listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast. To find us, subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, or Stitcher.